What you're about to hear is one of the most emotional moments ever witnessed in Judge Frank Caprio's courtroom. A story so powerful it left everyone in tears and changed how we understand courage. A 10-year-old girl named Lucia Morales stands before Judge Caprio, defending her family's unpaid traffic fines. But when the judge discovers why this brave little girl is speaking for her parents, his response becomes one of the most moving acts of compassion you'll ever hear. I'll warn you, Lucia's story will break your heart, but Judge Caprio's response will restore your faith in humanity and show what justice looks like when guided by love. Before we dive in, tell me, where are you watching from? Are you on your phone during a lunch break, lying in bed, or maybe driving home from work? And have you ever seen a child show more courage than most adults? Because Lucia's story is exactly that, a reminder that sometimes the smallest voices hold the biggest strength. It's a quiet Tuesday morning in March at the Providence Municipal Court. Judge Caprio is reviewing his docket when an unusual case catches his eye. The Morales family, unpaid traffic fines totaling $420, and a note that says, "Defendants speak limited English." The courtroom hums with its usual energy, nervous defendants, shuffling papers, quiet whispers. Then, at exactly 10:45 a.m., the bailiff calls the case. And what happens next stops everyone cold. Instead of adults walking to the front, a small figure steps forward, a 10-year-old girl with long dark hair, wearing a neatly pressed school uniform, clutching a manila folder like it holds her family's entire future. Behind her, her parents follow timidly, Maria and Carlos Morales, their eyes lowered, their fear visible. But Lucia walks with purpose. Despite her size, she radiates determination, her chin lifted, her voice steady. Inside that folder are her family's translated documents, carefully written notes, and something far more powerful, the hope of keeping her family together. Judge Caprio looks up, puzzled but gentle. "Good morning, sweetheart. What's your name?" "My name is Lucia Elena Morales, Your Honor. I'm here to speak for my parents, Maria and Carlos Morales." The courtroom falls silent. "How old are you, Lucia?" "I'm 10, Your Honor. I'll be 11 next month." A murmur of disbelief spreads through the room. A child representing her parents in an American court. "Can you tell me why you're speaking for them today?" Judge Caprio asks softly. Lucia clutches her folder tighter. "Your Honor, my mama and papa, they work very hard, but English is difficult for them, and they're scared they'll say something wrong. So I study English in school, so I came to help." The judge sets down his paperwork completely, the moment instantly turning from legal to human. Lucia explains her father works 2 jobs, in a restaurant from dawn to afternoon, then cleaning offices until midnight. Each fine, expired registration, broken taillight, parking tickets, is another burden they can't afford. "Lucia," Judge Caprio says gently, "these notes you brought, did someone help you prepare all this?" She smiles shyly. "No, Your Honor. My teacher, Mrs. Johnson, told me to always be prepared, so I stayed after school 3 days to make sure everything was perfect for my family." Her parents stand behind her, tears in their eyes, pride and fear blending together. Judge Caprio leans forward, touched. "You're very brave, Lucia. But tell me, why are your parents so afraid to speak here?" Lucia looks back at them, her small voice trembling but firm. "Your Honor, my parents came to America to give me and my little brother a better life. But they're afraid that if they say something wrong, we might have to leave." The courtroom holds its breath. "Lucia," the judge asks softly, "are your parents here legally in the U.S.? Lucia hesitates, then nods slightly. "They're working with a lawyer, Mr. Peterson, to fix their papers. It's taking a long time, and they're scared any trouble could hurt their case." She hands over the lawyer's card and several documents, tiny hands holding the weight of adult responsibility. Judge Caprio asks quietly, "You said your country was dangerous. What do you mean?" Lucia takes a breath. "In our country, my papa saw bad men doing bad things, and he told the police. Then those men said they would hurt me and Mateo if he didn't stay quiet." The room goes completely still. No one moves. Lucia continues, her voice soft but steady. "So we came here, Your Honor. My parents just want us to be safe. They work, they pay taxes, and they follow all the rules. But sometimes, when you're tired from working 2 jobs, you forget about a parking ticket." She pulls out one last paper, her report card. Straight A's, perfect attendance. "I want to be a lawyer one day, Your Honor, so I can help other families like mine. I don't want any child to be scared for their parents." You could feel every heart in that courtroom breaking, not from pity, but from admiration. Judge Caprio rises slowly, walks down from his bench, and kneels so he's eye-level with her. "Lucia, you've shown more courage than most adults I've ever met. Please tell your parents in Spanish they don't need to be afraid here. Tell them Judge Caprio says they are welcome in this courtroom." Lucia turns to her parents and repeats his words in Spanish. Her mother begins to cry. Her father places a hand on her shoulder. Judge Caprio then speaks to them directly. "Protecting your children is what every good parent does. Working 2 jobs, raising a daughter like this, that's exactly the kind of family America needs." Then he does something no one expected. He picks up his phone right there in court. "Mr. Peterson, this is Judge Caprio. The Morales family is here, and I want to personally recommend their asylum case. They represent everything that's right about America." The courtroom erupts in applause. Lucia wipes away tears, for the first time, tears of relief. As the family leaves, something magical happens. A woman in line, Mrs. Chen, offers Maria cleaning work. A local doctor offers Carlos a part-time job at his clinic. And later that evening, Lucia's teacher visits their home with books on law and civics. Within days, Lucia's story spreads across Providence, and the community rallies around them. Exactly 1 year later, Lucia returns to Judge Caprio's courtroom, but this time, she's not carrying legal papers. She's carrying hope. "Good morning, Your Honor. I came back to show you how we're doing." Her parents now stand proudly beside her, no longer afraid, but full of dignity. "We got our asylum approved 3 months ago," she smiles, "and I made straight A's again. I started a club at school called New Americans to help other kids like me." Judge Caprio beams. "Lucia, you've grown a foot taller and a mile wiser." Lucia hands him her certificate. "I also got into a summer law program at Brown University. They said my essay about helping immigrant families was so good, they made an exception even though I'm only 11. The courtroom bursts into applause. Judge Caprio smiles warmly. "You said you wanted to help families like yours. Well, now there's a scholarship named after you, the Lucia Morales Future Advocate Scholarship. It will help other children from immigrant families become lawyers." Lucia's eyes widen. "They named it after me?" "They did, because you showed all of us that courage isn't about not being afraid. It's about doing what's right, even when you are." Today, Lucia is 13. Her family owns a small restaurant that hires other immigrant parents. She spends weekends helping at her lawyer's office, translating for families that remind her of her own. She says, "When I was 10, I learned that being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It means protecting the people you love, even when you are." Her story has now inspired scholarships, news stories, and countless hearts. Because Lucia Morales didn't just defend her family that day, she defended the idea of what America can be, a place where compassion and courage walk hand in hand. And that, my friends, is what true justice looks like when guided by love.